Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. If you like this, please hit the like button. If you really like my channel, please hit the subscribe. I just wanted to give you my thoughts after Michigan's 62-50 loss to Rutgers in the first round, or, well, their first game, technically the second round of the Big Ten tournament. And this embodies, I think, if I would sum it up, it's a team that just didn't care anymore. I think the team just played so lackadaisical. They were so disinterested in this game. The only one who seemed to care was Hunter Dickinson. And for the, I think, fourth straight game, he just was trying his best to carry the team. And he led the way. Out of the 50 points, he had 24 of them. He shot just about 50% for the game. Outside of him, the team was putrid on offense. Including his stats, they shot 35% from the field. Twos and threes. It was crazy how terrible they shot. And the defense just was just pathetic. Just really, really bad. It is just the epitome again of the same problems with the team. So, I mean, am I shocked? Not shocked. Am I disappointed? Yeah, but you can kind of see it coming because Michigan had the game at Illinois lost in double overtime. The game at Indiana lost in overtime. And I think they just knew that they were really sunk unless they made a deep run in the Big Ten. And I think they just realized it and were just, I don't know, I can't speak for them. I'm not on the team, but it almost seemed like they threw themselves a pity party like, oh, we're just doomed. We're not going to get in. Like I said, Hunter Dickinson was the only one that really seemed to care. And that's just disappointing. Again, that speaks kind of just off just what I see. It speaks to the team. Again, being disinterested. It speaks to Coach Howard and the rest of the staff who's not able to get this team to play with more intensity. Even when they were playing against Rutgers today, they had a chance to build a big lead, and they were up by like 6 or 8, and they gave Hunter 2 minutes rest, and as soon as he was out of the game, the team just could do nothing. So he got like 2 minutes of rest the whole game. He played 38 minutes, I think it was. And it's like, just, you can't get anything. Another big flaw, it's been the flaw all year, the 4 spot offensively has been just a sucking drain of terribleness. I mean, T-Will can't do anything. He was 1 for 4 today. Cheddar, nothing. Terrace Reed, he plays good defense. I give him that, but his offensive game is not there yet, so it really hurts when you need points and he can't get you points, you know. So Michigan really needs to figure out what they need to do at the 4 spot going forward, if that's a portal. Because I don't know, that's a big reason, right? So, I mean, okay, we'll get to that in a second. So the season's over, right? So they're looking at NIT or done. So here's a question. Should Michigan go to the NIT? Maybe they play a home game, they can sell some tickets, get some money, get on TV, right? I guess, right? But some people are thinking, well, they can develop players. So what are they going to do in one game? Are they all of a sudden they're going to like rest their starters and play all the bench players and try to get them experience? So I don't buy that reasoning to play the NIT because, you know, you can get some more experience for your players. Like, the team is what they are. You've had the whole season. It's not like all of a sudden you've got, you know, Nick Stauskas or, you know, like some super sniper just sitting on the bench like, oh, hey, why don't we put him in, right? So, like, oh, wow, we didn't know we had this guy on the bench. So it just, I don't understand if there's really a point to playing the NIT outside of just make some money. And you know what? Money's important. Money goes all into the coffers of Michigan athletics. I just don't know. I remember beforehand, bowl seasons, football, where Notre Dame had like a poor season, and they turned down bowl invites. They said, no, we're just going to go into the off season, which I thought was insane because you lose your 15 games of bowl practice, which does set you up for the younger players, which does set up for the next season. So I thought that was just silliness on Notre Dame's part when they did that. But in basketball, I don't really know if there's a huge reason why you'd want to do this outside of just money. To be fair, I'm sure the basketball guys don't mind playing basketball. It's kind of like their life. But based on the lack of interest today, I don't know. I saw an interesting tweet by Ant Wright saying when Jet Howard shoots, I think it was like less than 8 shots, Michigan is 6-1 versus quality opponents, and when he shoots more than 8 shots, they're 4-11. I think that was a stat. I could be wrong on that. And I'm like, today he went 2 of 8 for the game. 2 of 8 for 6 points. Kobe, love him, but he had 9 points today on 3 of 8 shooting. Cheddar, starter, 0 points. Right? Doug, I think, had 6 points. And I'm not going to be too critical of Doug. He had like a super hot streak there when Michigan really needed him, and he put up 20 points in 2 or 3 games in a row. So then the outline question, circling back, is like, was Michigan playing better when they didn't have Jet Howard? And you can kind of see it, right? If you're 6-1 when he doesn't get many shots, you kind of can see like he's good, but is he a really bad defensive liability? Does he just become like a ball hog and not run the offense? To be fair, too, I mean, it's not like he just is dribbling the ball the whole time and this, I'm just going to shoot a 3. A lot of times, Michigan is passing the ball around, nothing's working, and then it gets to him and he just has to heave up a 3. So there's that side to it as well. But interesting, do you think Michigan plays better without Jet Howard? Just, what do you think? Let's go with another question. Do you think Jet Howard comes back? He's, I think, a projected lottery pick. He plays not a lick of good defense, but going to the NBA, you don't need defense, right? What about Kobe Buffkin? He certainly improved his stock. I'm not sure where he is on the recent NBA draft boards, but I could see him being at least, he's very good at defense, very long, very athletic. I could definitely see him at least be a second-round guy. I don't know if he'll come back. Hunter Dickinson. I said on other videos, I don't know if I really would want Hunter back. He hasn't been the leader you really want. But do you see any leaders on this team? I would say the leader is kind of Kobe, right? And he had a poor game, and Michigan had a poor game. Even though Hunter was trying his best. I mean, listen to the stat. 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 foul. He picked up 1 foul in 38 minutes. I'm like, that's what you need for your guy, your junior. I mean, do you want Hunter coming back, or are you kind of like, you know what, Hunter's being a hindrance, like, we need to move on from you to, kind of remold this team? If you look at how Juwan Howard is recruiting, it seems he always kind of wants to get a big and, a guard, like point guard. But I think he's really missing on going after some good shooting guards, and I know it's all kind of a crapshoot, don't get me wrong, but it's like you need someone that can shoot that's not necessarily going to be a one and done. It kind of hurt definitely when Caleb Houston and Moussa Diabate left after 1 year, especially Houston. His defense actually improved during the season. I wonder what he would have been like this year if he would have come back. His shooting was up and down, no doubt. But he wasn't a defensive liability at the end of the season like Howard was. So, I don't know. Hopefully if he comes back, he would, get better. But you didn't really see him improving defensively during the regular season. Then you saw people kind of regress, like T-Will, man. He was just terrible on offense and not good on defense. So that's why Cheddar's getting the start, because T-Will's not giving any more effort than Cheddar was. They both got you, Cheddar's 0 points. I think T-Will was 1 of 4, maybe had 3 points. Michigan's bench, I always talk about the bench, had, I think, 9 points this game. Baker had 5. T-Will had, I think, 3 and 1 point from Reed. So, 9 points? Disappointing there, too. It's like, you don't have one guy who can come off the bench and get you, 10 to 15 points. They just don't. So, Michigan really needs to go back and build a team. And how are they going to do that? That's the question. Leading into the next question. Coaching. This lack of effort today, definitely got to look at Coach Howard. You got to look at Martelli. You got to look at Sadie Washington. Are those guys coming back? I really wonder if you need to move on from Martelli and get someone who is a little bit more of a basketball mind, or someone who can coach a little bit more. He seems like he's old school. Does he really bring a lot to the floor? And again, when Howard took over, it was kind of like Martelli was his guide. Is that still happening? I don't know the relationship, obviously. But Michigan's got to do something. They got to hire a new defensive coach of some kind. Howard, I think, is a great personality. He certainly can have charisma and recruit, but I don't know if he can really recruit in the NIL era. And with Michigan and their limitations on that, it makes it kind of tough for Coach Howard to, if they would even want to come, but get your top 50 guys who want NIL money. At least, I don't know. it seems that might be a hindrance to him. Or also maybe the players are like, you know what? This team's not really going well. And if you look at the trajectory, since Howard has arrived, Michigan's got worse basically every year. First year with Beilein's full guys, they went to the Final Four, I think. Second year, Sweet 16. Third year, Sweet 16, I think it was. This year, if this is year 4, or I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5, don't make the tournament. So they've been going downhill. Are we looking at like a Brady Hoke situation? Where, he inherited Hoke's team. Sorry, he inherited Rich Rod's offensive scheme, and Hoke definitely could recruit defense. But Greg Madison, I think it was a D coordinator who left that terrible defense anyways. But every year Hoke got worse and worse and worse. Is that kind of what we're seeing with Coach Howard? Comes in, uses Beilein's guys, and now the team gets worse and worse and worse. And you just have to look at coaching. I say there's 50-50 to this. But you look at the end of the game situations when Michigan has shots to win games, and at Illinois, at Indiana, you win those games, you're probably in the tournament, locked up. And the last shots of the games are not great plays. And it's like once the defense plays Hunter Dickinson or takes away that first option, it's like the team has like no idea what to do. So, I mean, is that the young players, or is that the coach just not scheming up play off a play? If they take this way, go this way, and that. I would like to know. So it is tough. We'll see how it goes. Lots of thoughts. If you have any thoughts in your mind, please put them in the comment section below. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. And if Michigan does NIT, I'll try to do videos. I might try to do some recruiting videos along the way, but they're really good recruiting video roundups around here too. So it's not like I'm like, oh man, there's a big need on YouTube for this. But it's something fun to talk about. Because basketball season's basically over, then we don't have much to talk about till football season. Because baseball is terrible, softball, switched off from Carol Hutchins, so they're kind of having a down year. So there's not going to be a lot of good stuff. Maybe Michigan hockey will get on a hot streak and play some defense. Oh, I don't know. Lots to talk about, but if you have any thoughts, please put them in the box below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. As always, guys, appreciate the watch. If you got comments, put them in the box below. And until I see you guys next time, even though it was a disappointing year, as always and forever, go blue.